Hey, what's up, everybody? You are watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, where we are going to be reviewing Spoke Kishibe Rohan that just aired on Netflix today. And joining us is the lovely Bee Hyland. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us again. She was a former guest on the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, where she came on and helped us with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So with this being a JoJo OVA, who better to come on and join us? Even though Trav and Dee aren't fans of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they watched it, and I'm happy. I am blessed. Like, the sky, it closed and it rained down here in Virginia because they watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, guys, I'm happy that you not enjoyed it. I'm assuming that you enjoyed it, but I'm glad that you guys watched it.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And I want to take credit because this was my recommendation. You didn't say anything to Trav or anything. I threw it up first. So thank you very much. And it was better than JoJo. I like this guy. I like this guy a lot, actually.
Oh, my God. I mean, well, I will say that this is the first time that an OVA has been made for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for a supporting character. Am I correct on that, or has there been any other OVAs that have come out for any of the other supporting characters that we've had?
No, I'm pretty sure this is the only one as far as animation goes, at least. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that we've had the what are they called for the manga? The short stories, the one-offs and stuff like that. We've had that, but we've never had like an actual OVA. So let's go ahead and talk about it. But before we do talk about it, make sure that you like this video. You leave a comment so that you can talk with us about today's episode, and you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so that way whenever we have a new video up, you'll always be notified when we have one. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this series, it takes place right between Diamond is Unbreakable and Golden Wind. I will say that it takes a year and a half after part 4 because it starts with Koichi asking Rohan in episode 16, a confessional. He wants Rohan to use Heaven's Door on him so that way he can learn Italian because he wants to go abroad in the spring. So that way he knows the language of love, as they say, when it comes to the Italian language. And it's very cool seeing these characters. I wasn't expecting to see anybody else from part 4. I was expecting it to just go straight into, my name is Rohan, this is my story that I'm telling. And it gets right into it. But actually, every episode, it starts off with Rohan at the cafe, and we either see a familiar face or we see a new character that was made specifically for this OVA. So Koichi wants him to help him, learn Italian. And by doing this, by using Heaven's Door. And it's cool because for people who watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we know that when Koichi goes over to Italy and part 5, he knows Italian. Now, B, I know part 5 is your favorite part. Now,
I love it.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but when Koichi gets over to Italy, doesn't Giorno think that he's tricking him because he doesn't know Italian? And then Koichi, he's just like, no, I can understand you perfectly fine.
I mean, basically, he's just kind of like, oh, hey, a foreigner, he's not going to know shit. And then Koichi's like, yeah, actually, no.
Yeah, so it's like, it's cool that, that we had that kind of Easter egg in there. But I will say for anybody that has never seen part 5, they really wouldn't know what's going on. They would only think that he just wants to learn Italian because he's going over to Italy. So pretty much in episode 16 of Confessional, Rohan talks about how he goes over to Italy because he wants to travel the world to perfect his manga. And what better thing to do than to travel? That's what authors do, so that way that they can get inspiration and whatnot. And he ends up going to this church where there's a confessional booth in the church, and he's never seen one before. He walks in, he sits in the confessional, and he ends up sitting on the wrong side. Now, when he sits on this wrong side, somebody else comes into the other side and they want to talk about their sins that they have confessed. Now, I'll start with you, Trav, because I know that you didn't watch part 4. The opening scene with Rohan and Koichi and then the transition to Italy, how did you feel about that?
What you mean? How I felt about it?
Like, I mean,
I ain't feel nothing. Like, what do you mean?
like, did it have you hooked or anything, or like, were you interested in watching this? Like,
Nah.
So Banks, when you asked him how he was interested in it or how he felt, you mean when he was pretending to be the father of the church?
no, I'm talking about like straight.
Before, when they're just sitting at the cafe.
Yeah, when they're just sitting.
I thought it was interesting opening.
Yeah, because
I liked it.
Yeah, because these are
I
kids.
didn't hate it.
Yeah, but the reason why I wanted to ask you guys is because y'all don't know who these characters are. So I just wanted to know, like, were you hooked when you first saw it, or because I know Trav, you trash JoJo's Bizarre Adventure all the time. So that's why I wanted to know, like, when you were watching this, you're just like, what does Banks have me watching here? That's what I want to know.
Nah. Again, I didn't hate it. What I say got me hooked? Nah. I mean, once the situation started happening with the homeless guy and he was dead, that's when I was like, all right, he's talking to this deadhead that just came from under the table. And that's when I'm like, oh shit, this good.
Yeah, it was very interesting. What about you, Dee? How was your take on it?
I thought it was B. Excuse me.
No, go ahead. You said D, right? Not B.
I said D. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
I don't think none of us know.
I mean, ladies first. Go ahead, B. How did you feel?
You go ahead.
You sure? All right. Banks, I actually really liked it. These guys seemed a little different from, because when I first started watching JoJo, when you asked us, or you tortured us, you forced us into it.
When he asked us to watch like 300 episodes.
Yeah.
It's not even 300 episodes.
It felt like 300. It felt like I was in detention, boy. No, but it was just a different pace, and I really liked it because JoJo's kind of like extreme, like Dio was running around doing whatever he was doing around the castle, killing dogs and all. And they're just sitting there, talking, and he's kind of brushing off certain people that come to the table, and it's just kind of funny. I like him. I like Rohan. So I do have a question for y'all.
Go ahead,
before we move forward, I had questions about him as a character. Like, we don't watch JoJo. Like, what exactly is his Stan's ability?
Okay, Heaven's Door. This one's really interesting. So it can actually just open people up like a book, and he can read all about them, like their personality, who they are, what they've done, and he can actually write things in there to change it.
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
change their destiny before they even do it?
No, or intention.
Yeah, like pretty much how, because Trav, he doesn't like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. If Rohan opened
that, dude, you don't got to keep reading.
No, I'm going to let everybody know. If Rohan opened up your head and wrote, "You love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure," you would love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You would think it's the greatest anime ever.
Why does he smile like that, though? You don't have to smile like that.
He does.
Like he wants to just turn us into JoJo people. Look at him. He's smiling about it.
I do.
I feel like Michael is taking over your body.
Yeah, he just sat there smiling the whole time. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Basically,
I did have that.
Heaven's Door is a ridiculously overpowered ability.
Yeah, I was about to say there's actually a girl like that. What's her name? From Umbrella Academy. Has anybody watched that?
I haven't got into it yet.
But there's a girl. They call her. I think they call it a secret or something like that. But what she does is whenever she tells you something, you have to do it. So it reminds me a lot of her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of OP. But back to the JoJo adventure.
That was only half of the ability, right? Doesn't he have another half?
Who, Rohan?
Yeah, doesn't it?
No, he only has that one ability. He's not Dio.
How many does Dio have?
Dio has
like
2.
5? Oh.
Is that because of the body switch?
Like 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he has Hermit Purple because that's Jonathan's stand, and then he has the world.
So the stand just obeys. It doesn't have any
mind of its own.
Any say, and when like with him taking over his body, he doesn't have any say in like resisting it, I guess. He just has to do what it does.
What, the stand?
Yeah.
The stand
just listens.
Pretty much whatever. I mean, the stand does kind of have a mind of its own because it will protect the user. Because in part 3, Jotaro, he tried to shoot himself, and Star Platinum caught the bullet so that way that he wouldn't kill himself.
That was like the first or second episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first episode. Yeah, because it's like
some stands are a little more sentient than others.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the table. Mm-hmm.
So B, how did you feel about like seeing Koichi and Rohan as soon as the episode opened up? And what thoughts did you think when they started talking about Italy?
So my first thought was like, wow, this art style. It looks so weird with these characters because I got used to these characters in like part 4's art style, and in part 5 art style, it just they all look so chubby and adorable.
What's the gap? What's the year gap between 4 and 5 though?
See, now what's interesting about this is that this OVA came out in 2017.
I know.
Part 5 came out in 2019, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that they went with this art style instead of just sticking with the part 4 art style, because B, I wasn't really a fan of the art style as well.
Well, when did part 4 come out?
2016.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, I did my research. I was ready for this.
So this was a predecessor to what was to come.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
Gotcha.
much.
That's what she said.
It's definitely a bit jarring. I'm just kind of like, why are they adorable? Why are their eyes so big? Why are their faces so chubby?
Yeah, it's a very interesting art style, to say the least. It's just something about, I don't know. It reminds me kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh,
dude,
art style. It's the closest thing I can think of that's even.
Honestly, I don't like the art style. It sounds like they're trying to go old school Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, yep, halfway. Yeah,
but it's still clearly digital, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of it.
Now it's like I love the fact that you guys mentioned Fist of the North Star and Yu-Gi-Oh, because Fist of the North Star was kind of the inspiration on how Jonathan Joestar looks with Kenshiro, and then with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's already been stated that
was that an inspiration?
The creator of Yu-Gi-Oh is a huge fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So
interesting, because you can see it in like the hair, the eyes,
exactly.
The weird line things that they do.
Yeah,
like
exactly. And
so what you're saying is Yu-Gi-Oh is a JoJo reference.
Exactly.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Exactly. Can't dodge them all, Trav.
No, you can't.
Can't dodge
them what
it
all. Is.
Yeah, I mean that's there's JoJo references everywhere.
That one's sincere.
Yeah, exactly. We know she's not BS.
Yeah.
So.
You know,
like this guy.
But when I do it, it's
correct.
BS.
Correct. When we walk into Dunkin' Donuts and you're like, that donut's a joke.
I mean, what? B,
Dunkin' Donuts, they got
hold
that
on real quick. Hold on real quick.
God.
B, let them know. Let them know that the donut is a JoJo reference. Go ahead and tell them why.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
But the donut was invented first. If anything,
not by him.
B, let them know.
No,
like the JoJo is a donut reference.
Go ahead. Let B talk.
When somebody so this is a very, very annoyingly common way that people die. They get like punched through their body and they call it like donutting.
Yep.
Donutting.
Yep.
Yeah, they like donut. You have a hole.
But they specifically use the word donutting.
No, they don't.
No, they don't use that, but fans have.
You're using it.
Fans use the term and call it donut because.
I want to make sure.
Now I'm sad.
Yeah, there's several characters in the series when they die, they end up getting punched in the stomach, and
what do they call it?
Donutting.
It's
donutting.
It's because you've got like a hole, like a donut,
and you just go right through that hole, right, like this.
Exactly. Yep.
Just
like that.
You got it.
Just like that.
Okay.
So we see going back, we see the homeless guy and whatnot, because we kind of snowball right there. We see the homeless guy. He comes to this corn factory where our protagonist in this story is telling Rohan his story. And it's a hot day. He's been lifting bags of corn and whatnot. This homeless guy comes up and he's just like, "Hey, I haven't eaten in 5 days. I see your food over there. Do you mind feeding me?" And the dude's just like, he was disgusted. He was just like, "I've been sitting here."
And he was
I've been sitting
pissed.
here doing all of this work. And he had a Subway sub. He was It's like this dude come up and say, "Hey, can I get a piece of that?" And he's just like, "Hey, if you do my work for me, I'll give you something to eat." And the homeless guy goes to pick up this small bag, and he's just like, "What do you think you're doing?" He said, "Hold on, Rondale."
No.
He said, "You got to lift up this heavy bag." So
He said, you got the wrong one.
He tries to carry it, and the bag ends up crushing him. And the dude is just like, "Oh man, like is he dead? There's no way he's dead. Stop faking." And then we just see a hand come from underneath the bench.
Donutted him right there. Just donut.
It was like the Undertaker.
Yeah, you know what I thought was gonna happen?
Can I just say how weirdly fashionable this homeless guy was?
Yeah.
I was looking at his outfit and I'm like, okay, but that's actually kind of cool.
Well, I know. Well, that's the new pair. That's the new from the new Yeezy line.
Oh my God! This guy, stop!
I get Italy, like everyone is like high fashion all the time.
Yeah, even the homeless
guys. I was
guys.
like, okay, you are literally a homeless guy.
Even the homeless
guy. I actually thought he was gonna sit there and eat while the guy was working and eat everything he had. Is what I thought was gonna happen. I really and then the guy, the bag fell on him and just crushed him. He didn't believe him for whatever reason. He's like, "Bro, get up."
And then you got the other guys coming in like, this man is dead.
Yeah, like I got Clue vibes, bro. Like, what happened to this guy?
But so the man, he dies and his spirit is there, and he's just like, instead of helping me out when I needed help, you just sat there and watched me die. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna take something from you when you are at the happiest moment in your life. And this scares the man. And as time goes on, the man, he becomes wealthy. He has all of these chips and corn products and whatnot. And he becomes a millionaire.
Invented popcorn, damn it.
Yeah,
this man invented popcorn.
And so
corn flakes.
He becomes a millionaire. And when he becomes one, he's still scared of what the spirit said, the curse that he has on himself. So he just never let his guard down. He eventually gets married, and then he has a daughter. And we see he's with his daughter and with his servant, his chauffeur. And his daughter, she's sitting here trying to, throw popcorn in the air and catch it in her mouth. And this was like at this time period, he was just like, "Man, this is the happiest moment of my life." And as soon as he said that, the spirit came and like it was on the girl's tongue. And he was
that train was freaky.
Yeah, it was freaky. And he was
I think it's interesting that was the happiest moment of his life. Not his wedding, not when his daughter was born. Well, just this one moment where his daughter failed to catch popcorn in her mouth.
But I think it makes sense if you fast forward a little bit when Banks tells you the okie doke part. Then I'm like, okay, it makes sense that for that guy, that's the happiest moment.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because then the spirit is like, all right, you have to win this challenge. If you can win this challenge, then I won't kill you. And the challenge is he has to capture popcorn in his mouth. And the guy's just like, you can't be serious. And he also tells him, he's just like, I've been pulling all the strings this entire time because I wanted you to get to this moment in your life and whatnot. And what he has to do for the challenge is he has to throw popcorn over the light pole and he has to capture it in his mouth. He's successful with the first one, but the sun blinds him. So of course, he's feeling himself. He's flexing because he catches the first one. And then
he was flexing way too hard.
He was flexing way too hard. And so then the whole time while all of this is going on, the chauffeur got knocked out. Okay. So he throws the second piece in the air. And when the second piece comes down, we see like a flock of seagulls. And I was laughing my ass off because these seagulls look evil.
The flock hold on, the flock ain't come yet. It's only like 2 seagulls.
Well, yeah, that's right. It was only one. No. It was
I thought they were pigeons.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, they were.
No, they're definitely seagulls. They're definitely seagulls.
Apparently.
It's like they're seagulls, but they did look like pigeons because we know how seagulls look. Like they didn't look like
typical.
Seagulls at all.
No, these are Italian seagulls, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, I heard they're dangerous.
High fashion.
Hey, we saw how the homeless guy looked. It's crazy, but the homeless guy, they had to make him really ugly in the face to let you know that he's homeless. Because if he would have looked beautiful, he's a regular dude.
And he looked pretty close to a regular dude. So I don't know what they were doing.
You know, he ends up the seagulls are trying to come down and get the popcorn, and then he throws a bunch of popcorn in the air, and then this attracts a bunch of other seagulls. So now it's the third one, and all of these seagulls are there. He ends up lighting his hands on fire and lighting the popcorn on fire, so that way none of the seagulls will eat it. And now the sun comes back from out of the cloud, and he can't see where the popcorn is. The popcorn ends up landing on his shoulder, and the spirit that is controlling his daughter wipes his head off.
Yep.
And
that shit was sweet too, bro.
Oh,
it was a clean swipe, man.
He donutted that neck, bro.
My God.
I just love how dramatic they made catching popcorn in your mouth. It's like
this
this dude lit it on fire. He was just birds everywhere.
That's Japanese culture for you. They got a whole show revolved around chefing and making food, and it's intense. If you've ever seen Food Wars, that shit is intense, bro.
Oh yeah, Food Wars is pretty sweet.
I also really appreciate the irony of having popcorn be like the game that he has to play for his life, when that is how he made his fortune.
Yeah,
so
that's a great point.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. This one was actually because these were like based on like one-shot mangas. This is the only one that I actually read too.
Oh wow.
So I was really interested to see how it would be like animated.
So would you say that they did a really good job?
I think they did. I think it was sufficiently dramatic.
It was.
Yeah, that popcorn scene was super dramatic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh damn.
Now let me ask you guys this: when his hand started glowing, because we didn't know that they were on fire. I thought that he was using a stand.
I thought it was using an ability.
These abilities.
It goes down a little bit further, and you see the lighter in his hand. I was like, oh, all right.
This man sacrificed his hand so that way that he wouldn't die.
Now, I do want to point out, though, technically the popcorn did not land on the ground. It landed on his shoulder. Shouldn't he have still been able to attempt to get it into his mouth? Like, technically, he didn't lose yet.
So are you telling me that you wanted him to hit the Harlem Shake and have the popcorn?
Hey, maybe.
And it just donut right through his mouth, bro, right through the sheet.
It was crazy, man. And, you know, like Trav had said earlier, his head got donutted off of him. And it's crazy because Rohan is still in the confessional, and after he hears his story, he's just like, well, how is this man in here with me? And
he's like, hang on a fucking second here.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like we get the reveal that the man, because he had so much money, he knew that this day was going to happen. So the chauffeur that was there with him was actually the man. They did a face-off, like your boys John Travolta and Nicolas Cage.
And bro.
Now the man is being haunted not only by the homeless man's spirit, but he's also being haunted by
John Travolta.
John Travolta. He's being haunted by his servant. And it was very creepy. I like the, paranormal aspect that was going on.
Crawling?
Yep.
They were crawling. His head was cut off, and he was just like, "Oh, you guys actually followed me in the church." He thought he was safe, and it was like, "You're not safe." So it was very interesting seeing that twist at the end of it, and then we see Okuyasu, Koichi, and Yukako, and they're
What'd
pretty
you
much
say his name is?
Huh?
Yukako.
No.
You chuckle?
No. Yukako, right? I said it right.
Yeah, Yukako. She's Koichi's girlfriend.
Yeah, Koichi's girlfriend.
Okay.
His name is Yukako.
That's the girl.
No, it's the girl. No, the guy's name is Okuyasu.
Okuyasu. Yep.
Yes.
And the girl's name is Yukako.
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 Yep, that's it.
Whatever you want to call it, Trav. But anyway, like they're there and they're just like, there's no way that this story could be true. Like, are you sure that they weren't stand users? And it really made me think that, was this homeless guy a stand user, or was he just a spirit? Was it a ghost? And that's one of the things that I'll say that I loved about this episode, was that with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, when it first started out, you know, we had the vampire stuff and we had demons and everything like that. And it seemed like after part 2, we just went straight to the stands in part 3. And we really didn't get a lot of paranormal stuff anymore in the series, except, you know, the psychic abilities of the stands, whatever you want to call them. So I thought that this was like a cool little twist and throwback. Starting with you, D, Rebellious D. What was your take off of the first episode 16?
I thought it was pretty cool. It had a Tales from the Dark Side kind of feel. This guy being haunted, and by the end of it, he's being haunted by multiple spirits. So it was I liked it a lot. Like I said, I liked the pace of it. Rohan seems to be a pretty cool character, very nonchalant. He's a manga artist, so you know that's pretty sweet. It was surprisingly delightful and made me want to watch the second episode.
Nice.
Trav?
Yeah, you know, I said it already, bro. If JoJo didn't have the JoJo's and this was JoJo, hey, sign me up, baby. Sign me up, man. Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm trying to be in that bizarre adventure, and highly enjoyable. I wish they would do more of these one-shot episodes.
Yeah, it was just
boy would watch it.
Yeah, the pace was way better.
Mm-hmm.
So to me.
So it was still over the top, but it wasn't as over the top.
I mean, look, dude, Dio was on some obnoxious, like, damn, who is this guy?
Hold on, Rondell. It's Dio, not DL.
No, I said Dio.
He said Dio.
Yeah, wind the tape back.
Yeah, it sounded like you said Dio.
Nah,
you sound like you said DL. I'm like, you talking about
DL, don't get donutted around here, dog.
Yeah, don't get donutted.
Here we go.
Yep. See, I'm done. See, I tried to say something nice about what you like.
Right, he tried to.
Yeah,
you can't with this guy. You can't with this guy.
Jesus.
Let me go watch my One Piece, man. I'm out.
Go ahead, B.
Go ahead, B. What were your thoughts on this?
I'm with Trav.
But yeah, So I have an awful lot to say about this episode in particular, so I'll try to keep it very brief.
Okay.
But I really, really like this one. It kind of gave me like Edgar Allan Poe vibes, like the way the story was told, the way it was narrated. Interesting fact, for you guys that don't really watch JoJo, this won't really be interesting, but the story was actually written while part 5 was coming out in Jump, and it takes place in Venezia. And that is the same place that the White Album fight took place, which was the part they were at during this time.
Oh, wow.
So, fun little fact for you.
See? And again, are you trying to turn the Beatles into a JoJo reference? Or is JoJo a Beatles reference? You know what I mean?
Well,
you
don't even know. Trav.
It's a cycle.
If what you said at first, the Beatles are a JoJo reference.
One thing I did notice, because I did read, the manga and then this, in the manga, they actually make the reveal not obvious, but there are hints to it that are not present in the animation. Like you see her holding someone's hand, and you can see like a white sleeve without the stripes, but it was the servant who had the stripes with the guy's face. It's just like little subtle things that if you read it again, you would pick up on. You wouldn't quite see the first time unless you were very observant, that they just did not have it all in the animation. I thought that was kind of a shame.
Now, question for you, B. How many of these short stories do they have or exist, or quite a few, or
there were a couple? I have not read them all, so
okay. I was just curious to see if you had any further insight on it. Banks, do you have any?
I looked it up earlier.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool that the first one, the Confessional, it came out in 1997. Like that's how far ago it went, and like there were several more stories that came out, and it spanned all the way up to, I want to say it was either 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, from what I just saw, they got 9 stories, 9 chapters.
And they're all about Rohan. And it's just pretty interesting that because I was telling Dee this.
Yeah, earlier. The character that is not an author insert.
Yeah.
I was telling D this earlier because Rocky Part 4 is his favorite, and I know that fans have asked him before if Rohan is based off of him, which he said that he's not. But me as a fan,
swears it's not.
Yeah, as me as a fan, I'm gonna be like, yeah, it is, man, because you would have had did all this cool stuff with this character. If it was just like a one shot, then that would have been it. Because
but it could be based off his mentor or a friend or somebody he knows.
No, it's based
manga community.
It's so obviously him.
It's based off of him.
So what?
Just admit it, man. It's fine.
So what makes y'all say that it's definitely based off of him? Is it the look or the way he acts, or what exactly is it?
No, it's just the fact that all right, so like there's a total of 8 parts out, right? But before we even got to part 5 and 6, like he said that part 4 was his favorite. I mean, maybe part 5 and part 6 had probably already came out, but he just said that he loved the simplicity of part 4. It wasn't as over the top, where they did have their over the top moments, and it took place in Japan. He's from Japan, you know what I'm saying? So he just loved how simple the story was compared to somebody like Dio, who can freeze time and is trying to take over the world, or Cars.
He wrote the stories though.
Yeah, like Cars. He wanted to, end the human race. And then again, Dio in part 1. It's just like in this, like the main villain, spoiler alert for those that you haven't watched it, but the main villain in this, I'm not going to reveal who it is, but he just wants to live a simple life.
That's his whole goal. He just wants to live a simple life.
It must be Rohan. Or how do you say his name?
Rohan.
It's him, isn't it?
I mean,
like Lord of the Rings.
When and see, that's the thing too. In part 4, there's really only one true villain. Like everybody else, they're like characters that you would see on something like Smallville or The Flash. Like they're not really bad guys, but because they have stand abilities, they're going to use these abilities for their own personal gain. So part 4 is my favorite too. I love how simple it is too. I mean, I love Dio, but there's just something about the main antagonist up here in part 4 that I just love. Like he dresses fresh to death. And I mean, it's
fresh to death.
Part 4 has my favorite JoJo and has my favorite villain for sure.
Hey, CB, that's why I love you, man. It's just like Joker is my favorite JoJo, and then the villain whose name I'm not going to reveal, he's my favorite villain as well.
Dude, the thing's been out for how long now? I mean,
it's been out for this long. Like
the spoiler thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, Trav.
We don't care. But we don't care.
But Trav,
we don't care.
Trav, but there's more people out there like us, man, that haven't seen it.
Exactly.
Hey, we've never seen it. There's other people. So.
But the time frame to not be spoiled has passed. So it just is what it is.
I mean, that's
what
true.
it is.
I mean, like there are still some people out here that are just like, oh man, they spoiled it for me. Now I'm never gonna watch part 4.
It's not like some people who post a meme about Iron Man dying at the end of Endgame. 2 days after it's in theaters.
It wasn't 2 days. It was a week after.
It was the week of. It was the week of.
It was the week at. And look,
not even a full week.
We're not going to snowball here.
I think I missed something.
Yeah.
We're just saying he don't want to spoil something that's been out for years and years, but he'll do it for Endgame. That was only out 6 days ago. So
hey, don't worry. We'll give it to him when when we release you. So we'll get his we'll get him later. How about that?
Okay, so look, let's go ahead and move on to the second episode, which is episode 2, Mutsukami Hill. And B, I'll let you take it away right here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm going to start off by saying the fashion is on point right off the bat. That's one of my favorite things about Rohan. He's like the most fashionable character.
For sure.
Yes, I agree.
Ever. He's got like a different outfit in every single scene, and I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. But he's really weird, and he gets pissy that like his editor is early by 6 minutes. I don't know. That's also why I really like him. He's so particular.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yes, he is.
This poor editor, like he's obviously super new to this. He's like, oh, I guess I'm sorry for being early. I didn't know any better. We get the 2 characters that I fucking hate the most from part 2. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I wrote their names down. It was Akira and Kobayashi.
Who fucking cares about their name? Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I didn't
You're
ask.
not.
Yeah, hey,
I'm gonna have to edit it all out.
hey, get it.
It's like the
Drop
more
the-
you swear, the
Drop
more
them
editing I have to
F-bombs.
do.
Drop them
No
F-bombs.
F-bombs, please.
Make this man work.
I'll
Hey.
behave. I'll
Okay.
reel it in a little bit.
But real talk and real quick, like how is Akira still around walking? Like he killed somebody.
I know.
He's just in the
Hey,
town.
spoiler.
So which one is that?
Whatever.
Akira was the one that had the purple hair. Like he's He's kind of based off of Prince. No, not Prince. Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he killed
Yeah.
somebody?
Yeah.
I genuinely hate both
See,
of those characters.
All of a sudden now we can drop spoilers. All of a sudden now. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean, 'cause
asking
he's not
questions.
He's not the real. He's not the real.
And he's
villain.
not the
guy.
person that we're trying to
this
take y'all
dude
down.
Banks just be picking and choosing when it's okay to drop a spoiler and when it's not. Bro,
Mhm.
be killing me.
I don't know. I was just kind of like, of all the like cameos to make, they chose those ones. Okay, I guess whatever. But of course, Rohan's cool with his like coffee staining signature thing that he did, which is neat.
Mhm. Yeah,
That
it's
was
pretty sick.
cool.
It's pretty sick.
I love that he's broke. And he talks about how he had to sell his Sailor Moon figures.
Yup.
Yeah.
Rurouni
his-
Kenshin mangas.
His Roy Kitchen
manga.
collection.
Mm-hmm.
His Led Zeppelin albums, which good taste in music, man.
Oh yeah, that's great music. Not
Yeah.
good taste. That's great music.
Yeah.
That's Zeppelin.
Got good taste. Because apparently he just had to buy a mountain or something
right.
for like research purposes. Which I guess he just goes really, really hard.
Not just the mountain though. The surrounding mountain.
Yeah.
The surrounding hills and
Jeez.
everything. He had to buy all of it for research for a manga, which
Yep.
I guess good on him for the commitment, I guess.
It wasn't like 6 acres or something like that, or 6 hills.
It was something ridiculous, like enough to like put him in like
Serious
in
debt.
debt.
Yeah.
So he had to like file for bankruptcy.
I mean,
His commitment is wonderful.
yes, it is.
I do want to make a note about the OPs of these episodes. I noticed this one was different than the first one.
Yes.
So that was neat. Just different little scenes that it showed. And the music was spooky.
Yeah.
Love
It gives me those Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps vibes.
Yes.
But you know what? I'll say this. I've always liked the JoJo OPs, but never really liked the anime. I like this anime, didn't really care for the OPs. So
Interesting.
JoJo be switching for
Mm.
me. I know
Yeah.
if I'm not feeling the OP, it's going to be a fire-ass episode for JoJo.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy these short story kind of formats to it. It doesn't give it time to do all that other stuff. It's just him basically telling different stories. So
Yeah.
kind of cool.
That's why I said it's
It's just like-
you get those Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yep.
each episode it
Ghost
starts
story
off
of the
with a
day.
story.
hmm Now, question again for you guys. This stuff isn't canon, or is
It
this
is.
stuff? It is canon.
Yeah, because
So
yeah.
is he a storyteller too, or what? I mean,
No, he's
Well,
well,
I mean,
see,
he is.
go ahead.
Is this
he
stuff
writes
like
manga, so
legit?
yeah, he is the storyteller by default. That's his
Yeah.
job.
and this stuff
Um,
actually did happen to him.
Yes.
Oh, we don't know. He could be lying his ass off. This
No,
dude's
I
just
mean,
like,
hey,
yeah.
he's one hell of a storyteller.
Put it past him, like
He just could be lying, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we don't
Straight
know
up
if it's 100%.
This guy bakes like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to think about, like, if he actually had these weird little travels and all this weird stuff happens to him. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Well, bro, I mean, think about it. Like when they would tell the stories in Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like,
Yeah.
people would be like, well, did that really happen, or is this just a
Yeah.
story that you just telling?
And then Trav would come up and throw a bucket of water on your fire, and then the show would go off.
But
Yeah. Mhm.
but yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That answered the question.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead,
I have to ask these questions while I have y'all in the same place at one time.
Yeah.
I
Go
mean,
ahead,
this is as far into JoJo as I get. So
yeah.
Go ahead, Miss B. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So our story pretty much starts out with him talking about a young student named, I can never pronounce her name right.
It's Naoko Asado.
That's it. Thank you.
Yoko.
She's our main girl, and she's kind of mean.
She's definite mean girl.
Yeah, she's definitely a mean girl.
Definite mean girl. She's very wealthy. She's like the heiress of her family fortune. And she's got a boyfriend, and he's kind of annoying too. Mm-hmm. I did not like this guy.
The fiance, or like the side guy?
She's talking about Gunpei.
Oh, she's talking about the gardener.
Gunpei.
So Gunpei.
Oh yeah, the gardener who was plowing more than the fields.
Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yikes!
Right.
He was sitting there playing the PlayStation.
Yeah, he's just.
I don't know. Cisco.
She's like, oh shoot, guess we gotta break up, and he was just kind of like, you're breaking up with me, and like got really grabby, and I was just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, where's this going? I was like, here we go with that over the top stuff.
So when she pushes him and he like impales his head, I was just kind of like, I mean, that's what you get. I wasn't even a little bit like, oh darn, she's mean. I was kind of like, that's what you get, man.
Hold on,
he crossed the line.
Rough, right? Yeah, that's a little extreme.
She said, don't mess around, Trav. She go.
Listen, I'm just saying, he slapped her too.
Yeah, that was like,
he didn't deserve to die though, but she didn't
I don't know.
She's just like, well, you get what you get.
She thought he was playing. My man was laying over there looking
he
like
was
a
just
puppet.
sitting there with his head down.
Hold on, he got donutted. He got
did.
Yeah, in the back of the head.
He did. It's kind of like it was like Weekend at Bernie's. Like he was just sitting there,
and he just slid down.
She was gonna turn the radio on.
He messed around. And he found out.
Gumpy, get up, and he was just like, "Why are you acting like this? Like, why do I gotta go? Like, why don't you want to be with me anymore?" And yeah, he ended up dying that day. And it just makes me think: did he ever beat that level before he died?
No.
Or did she just turn the PlayStation off?
Nah, he definitely paused the game, bro. There's no
for
way
sure.
he finished that. When she was like, leave, he paused it right there and got up.
Paused it, yeah, because he was just like, man, at least let me beat the game first.
Yeah.
Let me beat Sephiroth. Like, shoot.
She threw him a roll of 20s and said, bounce.
Because her father and her fiance, they was pulling up. They were outside.
They was pulling up.
But go ahead, B.
I mean, I don't know. I think the part that like really got me was he slaps her and he's like, "Oh, but I love you," and I'm like,
But she loved him too. That's the crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, she didn't.
No, she did because
it was just ass for her.
No, but after she
it was D&D. It was D&D for her. That's it.
After she killed him, she was just like, I really want to be with you.
Yeah.
Like, you're my one true love.
Yeah, later when she become like possessed by his body that she'd been taking care of.
You didn't get that far yet. Go ahead and tell him, B.
You brought it up.
I mean, honestly though, like, did she really kill him or was it just an accident?
It was an accident.
It was a total accident.
Well, she accidentally killed him.
Yeah.
So like,
she kind of makes it worse by like freaking out about it because like if she just been like, oh shoot, Dad, like the gardener, he tripped and it bashed his head just now. Help! Call the ambulance. Like she would have been fine
for sure.
And
it wouldn't have been a big deal. Accidents happen. Like Gardner was coming by to.
Hey, Gardner was coming. Hey, that's what started this whole
thing. Hey, now B. Do you think the ambulance that would have showed up would have been the same ambulance we saw at the end of part 4?
Oh, that would have been crazy.
Well,
that would have been crazy, bro.
Well, just to let y'all know, the ambulance is the true hero of part 4.
Jesus.
Like real talk, the ambulance.
I don't know what that means. But
save the day.
But it hit somebody or something? I mean, what?
Hey,
what's so funny?
Hey,
I remember one of the JoJo groups, because we never see who the person driving the ambulance is, and I'm just like, oh, it was Speedwagon. Speedwagon was driving the ambulance.
Bro, you're so funny.
Oh, this guy. It was a JoJo reference.
Every time you see an ambulance now, it's a JoJo reference.
The JoJo reference.
I see a lot of them in my day's work. Thanks.
I bet you do.
I'll be like, oh.
Now you're just gonna think of JoJo. Yeah. Ugh. So I just want to make a note. The sound design for this episode in particular was really good.
It was
Like
nasty.
They did a great job making the blood really disgusting just from the sound.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, boy,
It was just squirting everywhere.
Squishy.
Yeah.
Squishy.
Just kept going.
it was squishing, it was cracking, it was
That's right.
nasty.
It shot in her mouth.
Dude, what's it called? So he got donutted. He squirted all in her mouth, and she drank it.
Oh,
That's the
that was
timeline of
disgusting.
events.
When she was
That's the
drinking the blood.
timeline of events.
I was
so
like,
now-
what the heck is
She-
going
Now,
on?
this is my thing.
To her credit, she did try to help him.
She did.
He was already
She
dead.
did.
Yeah, she tried to put tape on the
Yeah, she
back of
put
his
tape
head.
on his head, and then
It's like,
and then
First, she used something to clean out the wound first.
Yep, that's right.
mhm.
I'm just saying, like, she seemed to know some basic first aid. Like, I would trust her to take care of my head wounds.
Oh, I don't know about
Like
that.
putting tape on the back of my head.
Let's not go that far.
It was bandages. They were
Nah.
bandages.
Bandages, and then she
She
used the
tried.
stone.
She her stitching was decent, you know. And she had a good idea to like cauterize the wound.
Yeah.
She tried. She wasn't too bad.
But she
No,
loved
I mean,
him.
No, she didn't, bro. This
Mm-mm.
guy, bro. It was
Nope.
just D&D for her, bro. Dick and dinner. That's it,
Oh, my
man. That's it.
Yikes.
Come on, bro. They ain't gotta be in love, man.
They were
It was just
in
a
love
good
because
time.
we find out later on, because it's like, have y'all ever heard the story about how it's like, if you're ever talking to a girl, you should never eat her spaghetti because they put blood in the spaghetti? Like,
I'm
Trav,
sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, like I think it's like if you date a Jamaican girl or something like that.
Yeah. So there's a like, what is that called? Where Jamaicans are like into the
Voodoo?
voodoo stuff.
Yeah,
It's a test of something. They put like their blood in the spaghetti
yeah.
to test you or something with your connection.
It makes you
or
fall
something.
in love with them or something like that. Or
That's wild. Let's
It's
not talk
something
about
along
that. That's fucking
It's something
creepy.
along- however, that's not really happening. So hey, I'm here for all the baked ziti, baby.
yeah,
I'm
All the baked
all the baked
ziti.
ziti.
but yeah, that's just like that's what I thought of when she was, getting all the blood in her mouth, and then she had put like a spoon.
Oh
on the
yeah,
back
she
of-
had to like drink the blood so it like
yeah, she was taking it all.
Hey,
like drained
Oh,
it.
like, what the
Like,
hell?
She was
Now,
taking
was
it
she
all.
doing that? Was she doing that so that they didn't just see the blood? That was
Yeah.
the only thing she could
Because
do
it
was
was-
drink
yeah.
it?
She was trying to hide the
I
body
was
from her
like, what the
fiance.
hell?
But it's crazy because her fiance, he was just like, I thought that I saw somebody else in here. I saw
Mhm.
somebody looking through the window.
It was like trapped in the closet all over again, looking for the bitch in the cabinet.
Uh-huh.
He had him rolled up on top of the
Jesus.
refrigerator, and she
Hey, he
She
rolled
didn't
up
see his
on him.
feet? Dang.
the
Nah, his feet
fiance-
was wrapped up in the carpet.
Yeah,
Yep.
wrap-
On top of the
that's the new
fridge.
song, "Wrapped Up in the Carpet."
I'm wrapped,
Oh,
I'm wrapped up
Lord.
in the carpet.
You better jump on it.
top of his head though, and like I think it's weird that he didn't
Yeah, he didn't see. He was oblivious.
say anything
He
about that.
believed her.
Yeah, because I mean, the
Yeah.
funny thing about dead people and decayed bodies, I was like, he didn't smell anything. It was just like,
Well, the best part is he was
Ah.
talking to her. She ain't even answer, and he was just like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't even come up. He didn't even walk up to her, give her a kiss on the cheek, or
yeah,
anything.
wasn't she like cleaning the same spot? Like she was just wiping the
Yeah,
fridge
she was
the whole
wiping.
time he's in there.
Yeah,
Wax
I was
off.
like, yeah.
I want
Wax
to listen.
off, baby.
I want to know what kind of cleaning product she has because there was blood everywhere like a second ago,
Yeah.
and then she
Yeah,
just wiped
there
it
Yeah,
was
all
that
all
shit
out.
was
Oh.
everywhere.
She had the Shazam towel, baby.
Yeah.
The Shazam
Yeah, right.
towel.
Oh
Shit,
no,
man.
not Shazam. That's Sham. Wow.
Oh, that's what it is.
That
Sham.
sham. Wow.
Sham.
Hey, and he was knocking out prostitutes with them sham wows. So
Oh,
Yeah.
easy,
Wow.
man.
you know that.
Leave my man Vince or whatever.
Hey,
his name-
he did it. I didn't do it. He did it. He chose that path, not me.
Hey, Sham. Wow.
Sham wow.
Hey, I
With
used
the
to love those
slap shot, baby.
commercials. I used to love the commercials because
This
the girls
isn't funny, man.
Ow. Oh my god. But yeah, go ahead, continue, B.
Yeah. So he talks about Rohan. We kind of get back to him, and he talks about how he used Heaven's Door on her to find all of this out. And I think that's really interesting because is his editor a Stan user? Because if he's not, he's got to be like, what the heck is a Heaven's Door? What are you talking about? These artistic types, man, whatever.
I mean, I think you got it right there when you say artistic type. Some artists are weird.
Yeah, his editor's probably just like, okay, Heaven's Door, man.
Exactly.
I mean,
whatever you want to call it.
Look at the way he dresses. He got yelled at for arriving 6 minutes early. And the dude went bankrupt and sold his stuff because he bought mountains. So, I mean, the dude's probably just like, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Whatever.
Probably.
But yeah,
like
so it like flashes back to the mountain, and like he meets this child who just knows his name, I guess, because I guess he's that famous.
Oh god, I forgot about this part.
Yeah,
no, you skipped the part.
What did I skip?
Remember,
you talking about her spraying the water on him?
Yeah, her and her fiance, they end up getting married.
Yeah. I skipped that story. She marries him, and they have 2 kids, and
she's secretly in love with a dead body in the attic.
Yeah,
she's sleeping with it.
If you spray the body with water, it becomes
grows
normal again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it hydrates him.
And she hydrates.
I mean, I don't know how. That's what it looks like.
It's like a sponge. It like reabsorbs the water.
He was spraying too, if you know what I mean.
He
was spraying too.
All the way up to the end.
But again, like, that's
all
what
up
I was
in
saying
there.
earlier.
Yikes!
About like the
and apparently those 2 kids are probably not her husband.
Oh no, they're definitely his.
They're Gumpies, and it's just like I was saying earlier.
Gumpy
with the Weekend at Bernie's vibes, where remember in Weekend at Bernie's, like his girlfriend came over to the house.
Yeah.
She didn't even know he was dead. She was just like, yeah, I just had sex with Bernie, and it was the best. It was the best sex I've ever had. And like, it was just like, you had sex with Bernie.
He went the full length, baby. Is what it is. He went the full round.
Well, I mean, but now that I think about
that rigor mortis set in.
That's right.
But now that I think about it, when you think about the names, like you have Bernie and Gumpy, Gumpy. It's like they kind of sound similar. Yes, they do.
What? B.
What? Come on, man. I don't know where he's digging this stuff up from.
Bernie and Gumpy. See, this is why, bro.
Yeah, they're close. They're close together in name. Bernie.
He gonna be saying that tonight when he goes to bed. Bernie Gumpy.
Yo, he's gonna be trying to freestyle it. Yeah, Bernie and Gumpy.
Like just
Bernie and Gumpy.
But yeah,
take it easy.
But go ahead, B.
So gross.
I like it. I'm into it. I'm ready.
Right, well,
I'll drink to that one.
I'm not gonna king shame.
What is he drinking to? What the hell is he drinking to?
That rigor mortis, baby. That donutting.
Good googly moogly.
God, I'm gonna cry.
Good googly moogly. Gumpy is juicy, baby.
I'm gonna cry and then throw up and then cry again.
Oh,
Jesus.
Lord. Yeah, that's right. Gumpy in the house.
Oh yeah, the creepy little girl, and then he accidentally kills her.
Yeah,
because of course he does. Because children trip all the time and then just die on rocks, I guess.
That was so weird. What was the point of it?
Well, I don't think he accidentally killed her. I think that
he just witnessed it.
Yeah. It's like he was trying to grab her because she was running off, and she just tripped, and then she ended up dying.
But what was the point of it? Like,
so I think the implication is like it was like the monster of the mountain had like possessed her, and its goal was to die in front of somebody, and he just happened to be there.
Yep. So I did some research on that and ended up finding out that Johan, he realizes that she's a yokai, and a yokai, it is a range of diversely from male violent and mischievous entities believed to cause misfortune and harm to those who are considered to bring good fortune to those who encounter them. So by her killing herself in front of Johan, not Johan, who's Johan?
Rohan,
bro.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. by her killing herself in front of him, pretty much she was going to take his fortune and everything that he pretty much owned.
He didn't have nothing anymore.
And that's why he used Heaven's Door on her to bring her back to life. And I was getting American Horror Story vibes from this, from Murder House. Because remember, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a ghost, and then he ended up sleeping with the wife.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's like I was pretty much getting those vibes because she was sleeping with a dead body, and she ended up getting pregnant and having kids with his body. So it was just very interesting that this kid just randomly killed themselves in front of Rohan, so that way that they could try to get his fortune, which Trav just said he didn't even have.
Yeah, he didn't even have any.
Yeah. And this is why I say Heaven's Door is like a really, really overpowered stand, because it could just bring someone back who was just dead a minute ago.
Yeah.
And she just ran off like nothing happened.
Ridiculous. Well, okay, he wrote in it that like, oh, you don't know Rohan, and if you see him, you won't see him. So she pops up and she's like, oh, that was weird. Bye.
And then she starts calling out to her mom.
Yeah.
And that's how the story ends. And when we get back to the cafe, we see Mikataka, who is the alien on part 4. We see Koichi, we see Okuyasu, and we also see
the back of Josuke's head.
And we see the back of Josuke's head now in episode 16. And in this episode, like, that's the only thing that we see of Josuke is just the back of his head. And I feel like that this was a very interesting take, because it's like the main focus wasn't the Joestars in this. It was Rohan. So it was cool for us to still see him there, because it would have been weird if he wasn't there. But I just love that it's like, he wasn't the center of attention, because Josuke can be over the top sometimes. So
You don't say. Yeah. You don't say.
Well, and also this is from Rohan's point of view. This is his story, and he hates Josuke so much.
He does hate him, yeah.
So,
right. Spoilers.
Language.
So D, how did you feel about episode 2?
I thought it was I think this one was, to me, the weirdest one, just because of like the blood and her not being able to clean it up. It's like at first I was like, is she hallucinating? Or because it was just like he just started bleeding, and then it just 0 to 100, he just started like blood was just like flowing out of the back of his head, and she's trying to hide him.
Yep.
Her dad's like bothering the hell out of her. Are you okay in there? And all this. Yeah. He just kept asking her. And it was by far the weirdest out of the 4, I think.
Trav?
Look,
it wasn't bad though.
Everybody that knows me knows I have a weird niche for odd horror type stuff. I don't know how to put it in words, but look, bro, when she was drinking the blood, I loved it. I was like, yeah, this is my jank. And then, of course, finding out that she's having sex with the dead body up in the attic, having babies. I mean, I'm like, yeah, get it, girl.
She's married.
I'm the only one who can take care of you now.
Yeah, she was, bro. She was caressing his head.
She's spraying him down with water.
And I really dug it, bro.
Are you telling me that after she has sex with her husband, and she's not satisfied, she goes upstairs?
Well, first off, she can never be satisfied with her husband when she got old Gumpy up in the attic. Okay?
Oh, Gumpy.
She got Gumpy on the back burner.
He don't even know about it. He knows. He doesn't know.
Oh, he's watching from outside experience. Bro.
Oh my God.
Now, hang on. So Gumpy, was he are they cursed? Is Gumpy cursed?
She's cursed. I think
something
that's her
wrong with
punishment.
Or was
I
it
just
like
think
a
that's her
race
punishment.
of? You think it's a
So-
punishment? Her
so-
punishment.
Yeah,
What
her
it is-
Got
punishment.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
what
the
it
daughter
is-
does that though.
Well, that's what I was about to say because
It's a
Gumpy-
Stephen King book.
because he ends up
Could be.
dying on the mountain. I'm assuming that he becomes a yokai, and when
Yokai.
You keep
yokai,
bringing
watch.
this up, bro.
Yokai.
And when she
Yokai.
gets
Yokai.
pregnant-
Watch. You know what I'm saying? I had to at some point.
when she gets pregnant, now the daughter is a yokai. It's like a half human, half yokai. I'm assuming, and that's the only explanation because I had to look it up because I was confused. Like, who was this girl? Like, did she really sleep with this dead body and end up having a kid? So it was just weird.
Damn right, bro. And I'm here for it.
That's right. I mean, it's
That's right.
like I said, I like this a lot better than the main story. Unfortunately, I mean, it's
For
just
real. Yeah.
it was
Y'all
because it's
never
a
watched part 4, so you
I
yeah,
need
but
more
it's a
Gumpy.
smaller. Yeah, it's a small. Yeah, give me more Gumpy, please.
Gumpy.
I should write the creator of JoJo and say more Gumpy, please.
Bring back more Gumpy.
Yeah, bring back petition for Gumpy to come back.
Oh god.
So B, what was your take on episode 2?
I mean, it was disturbing.
Yeah.
But honestly, as far as horror goes, like it definitely did it as far like with body horror.
Yeah, it was great.
This one sat with me in a bad way.
Yeah.
Oh,
The way-
interesting.
The way she was gargling that blood, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Good
I'll be right back.
moogly.
Listen, I love horror, but like I guess
This
I
was
just don't
nasty.
like nastiness.
This was like on some human
I'm
centipede. type
picky
shit.
about my horror.
Oh, Banks, don't start. Don't start.
What?
So, B, do you mean this grossed you out? Is that what you mean?
Yes, it was really
Oh
nasty.
Lord.
Mm.
Good
I
googly
love horror,
Gumpy.
but I don't like blood.
My man, Gumpy.
I mean,
Hey,
like,
I'm gonna be looking for them Gumpy, the Gumpy gifts when I get done with this podcast.
Hey,
I
so
can't
where
believe
was-
they
where
named
was
this man
Pokey
Gumpy, bro.
Gumpy.
where was Pokey at the entire time? Oh, Pokey. Oh, it makes sense. Gumpy was Gumpy, and Pokey was the golf club. It makes
And
sense.
dang. So you mean Pokey got Gumpy in the end?
Yes.
Damn.
Oh,
Like this.
Gumpy.
Plot
Right
twist.
there. Donut.
Oof.
But yeah,
Donut.
it was pretty interesting. It was definitely my second favorite out of the 4.
Oh,
Okay.
look at the background. She's drinking the blood in the
Yeah,
background.
hey, I made sure I
Hey.
added that because it was disgusting, man. Like
Oh, I love
It
it.
was nasty.
like
I'm
B
thirsty
said,
now, damn it. I'm
Mhm.
thirsty.
I can deal with blood. I mean, like, I've watched movies before where it's like, people drink blood and whatnot, but it was like it was over the top. It was definitely over the top with the blood and whatnot. And
like I mentioned before, the sound design
Mhm.
really sold
the
it.
gargling.
Crunching,
Love
the
that gargling.
sloshing. It was.
Hmm?
Ooh.
It wouldn't have been as gross.
Say that
if
word again. The sloshing. Not the
Slosh.
sloshing.
Sloshing.
Dumpy in the slosh.
No,
Oh
it
my
it
God.
wouldn't have been as gross if they didn't put so much work into the sound.
For sure.
Honestly,
They literally had somebody on like in the recording booth just gargling.
Gargoyle Listerine, just
Maybe they recorded
All
it
kinds
before
of
bed
stuff.
that night.
yeah,
Hey D, one of your friends is behind you.
hey, yeah.
He
What
tried
is
to
it,
make a
man?
cameo. But
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, good
Wait,
episode.
Yeah,
And let's go ahead and move
it's
to
a 10 out of 10 for me, dog.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10. It was
Yeah.
good. Now we're moving to my least favorite one out of the 4, which is episode 5, Millionaire Village. And Trav, I'm gonna let you take this one over.
Hey, hold on. Let me.
Drinking some blood, getting ready. He's drinking the blood of Zeus.
All right. Let me get my Gumpy on. I'm ready. I don't know why you didn't like Millionaire Village, man, because I thought it was pretty cool. So, of course, we start in the cafe again. He meets with another editor. I don't know, Yoka's her name?
Oh my God, it's Kiyoka Azumi.
Kiyoka?
Just call her Azumi.
Nah, I'm calling her Yoka.
Azumi.
cute.
Yoka, and you ain't gonna stop me. All right.
Azumi.
So
Azumi.
Yoka She got plans. Rohan thinking she got a hidden agenda, but pretty much she finds this village, and it's kind of like a crime movie. She starts connecting these dots that people move to this village at the age of 25.
Yep.
And they come from nothing, and all of a sudden they have it all. So she's like, hey, this works for you because you can write about it. Hey, and I'm 25, and this can work out for me. So they got she sets up. I guess she's thinking it's a setup with like a real estate agent, or are they physically selling the house from the person that owns it? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like a house that's in the village or something like that that's open for somebody to buy.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, anyways, they go check out this house, and it's like set up to where they got to pass some sort of etiquette test.
Yep.
On how they come in. And of course, they're conscious of this test somehow. How do they become conscious of this test?
Well, she knew about it, and she wanted to take. Pretty much Rohan was coming there to help her, pretty much because he's already a proper person, and she just wanted to make sure that she had the right person there with her, so that way that she could get this house in the millionaire village.
Right. Okay. So she found out through research that this is like a thing. All right. So obviously things go astray. She grabs that teacup, and he says Banks's favorite words. Hold on, Rondell. This sale is off. The sale is off.
Like right at the start.
Bro, she's like, what did I do wrong? I thought, I had the manners going. And he just goes down the list. She sat. This is some weird. I'm assuming this stuff's true. Yeah. But, apparently she's supposed to sit closest to the door because she's the guest. She sat further away. She stepped on the cracks in between the carpets or something. And that's a no-no.
The tatami mats.
Yeah, that's a no-no, I guess, in their culture. And then, since her legs were higher than the coffee table, she has to bring the plate up with the teacup.
Yeah,
she did do that right. She brought the saucer.
Oh, she did that, but it was the hook.
Yeah, she had the hook.
She was doing a hook.
Yeah, she's holding it by the hook.
Very improper.
Wow, who holds it like this?
Yeah, see, look how Bee's holding it. That's how she was supposed to hold it.
That looked uncomfortable.
But Bee, I'm just gonna let you know right now, you failed because you don't have the plate underneath the.
Yeah, but it's a formal thing.
Well,
drinking tea itself is a formal thing.
Actually, I'm fine because my surface is at chest level.
Oh,
don't
if I had a table
this is the second time that Bee has corrected.
I would need.
Yep.
I would need a saucer. But since it is chest height, I'm good.
Tell them about the saucer, man.
Yeah, tell them some more. We're enjoying
this. Hey, this is the second time she corrected
about the saucer again.
Hey, remember when we brought her on the podcast and I called it JoJo Lion, and she was like, it's JoJo Lion.
Yeah,
y'all like that?
Yeah, we ain't standing for that, big pimpin'.
So, man.
Yeah,
Banks go ahead, Trav.
Okay.
Keep going. Right, I was just gonna give it to Banks a little bit more while we got him on the line. How's that feel, Banks?
Yeah, take it just like she took it.
Hey, how's that feel, hero? How's that feel?
Hey, as long as I know I'm at the front of the human centipede, that's all that matters.
Hey.
You the only human centipede in this room.
That's right.
Let's get him straight right here.
Hey, you linked with yourself on that one, homie.
No.
Now, Trav, back to the story. As you were.
Yeah. Hey, my homegirl Yoka, if you will. She she begs for a second chance. He goes and asks the master. Now,
hold on real quick, Trav. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry to cut you off real quick.
It's fine, good
but
sir.
You gotta let the viewers know, like, how this servant look. I think his name is
the little creepy kid.
Yeah, the little creepy guy.
Well, he got the blackout eyes.
What?
His name is EQ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, he looked like something out of Coraline. He had the messed up eyes.
He did.
Yeah, he had that other mother in him.
His hair looked.
Probably Coraline's a JoJo's reference, damn it.
Oh, Lord, I hope not. Oh Lord. The other mother's a stand user. Damn. Jeez. Go ahead.
I don't even remember where I was. Oh, so what am I supposed to say about the kid? I mean, he's
creepy. He looks like he has button
creepy,
fries.
man. He just came up on the screen a little while ago.
Yep. Butler child.
So the butler creepy Corlin kid, goes and pretty much asks the master for a second chance, and in the meantime, she gets a phone call saying that her mother and her fiance have died.
Yep.
And you got like this weird. So earlier in the episode, they found that bird on the ground, and he kept it in a little box. Well, now like the bird like explodes in the box or something. It's got blood leaking out. It is a mess.
Centipedes.
That's right. It is in shambles in here, sir.
Nasty.
Yikes.
So, and your boy here for it, man. I was like, yes, give it to me, Gumby.
Gumby.
So, after that, Rohan decides to use Heaven's Door on the creepy kid. What's his name?
Ikiyu.
And to find out exactly why this is happening. And the gods of the mountains have judged them in proper etiquette and decided that they had to take something that was most precious to them. And and in return, what did Rohan do?
He wrote inside of his head.
Oh, because of that, they judged him. That's right. So for changing whatever inside his head, they punished him now and killed my homegirl, Yoka.
Yeah.
Yoka.
So, he basically just made it so Ikkyu like couldn't see the edges of the tatami map, so he just kept stepping on it.
Okay.
It was simple.
So, real simple.
Yep.
And but he changed it in his what's it, Heaven's Door? Used the Heaven's Door. Changed it, and they said, "Would you like another chance?" And he said, "No, sir. We are out of here."
Oh wait, hang on.
Not before they brought up corn again. I don't know what it is about these, but like corn keeps.
I don't remember the corn thing.
Yeah, there was.
Remember the corn on the cob?
The corn on the cob.
How do you eat the corn? And it has like utensils, and Rohan's like, actually, I do know this one. You don't use utensils.
Real quick, is it the Zeppelin song "Heaven's Door"? Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yes.
Isn't that Zeppelin? Is that on? I mean, that's clearly on purpose.
Yes.
I just thought about it.
Yeah, because they play it. They play it during the credits.
I thought that was Queen. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's definitely not Queen. I bet you like $100.
Hang on.
Queen.
I feel like an idiot because I should know this.
Don't do it. You're with the level
nope,
up
I'm
crew.
doing
You're
it.
good. Don't do it. I'm
what
telling
are we
you.
Doing?
Heaven's Door. Let me rewrite her real quick. Don't do it.
Y'all ain't talking about Guns N' Roses, are you?
Knocking on Heaven's Door? That's definitely not.
Knock it on.
That's definitely not. That is not Queen, guys.
Nah, but
that's Guns N' Roses.
But we're just joking.
Is it Guns N' Roses?
That's a different song. They were playing. It's not. It's just not.
No, Led Zeppelin is Stairway to Heaven, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Led Zeppelin. Like,
who was it?
What is it though?
Yeah, Guns N' Roses is knocking on Heaven's Door.
Right. Okay. Get a little bit of that Axl Rose in there. Hey, Gombe.
Yeah. There it is. Gombe.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's the body. Oh, God.
Hey.
But yeah, Trav, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much, they're like, nah, fam, we're out of here.
He looks like a detective.
You can keep the house, and I guess they put the bird back. And that's the end of the story.
Yeah. And then now we're back at the cafe again, and
we're back at the cafe.
Something that we had that Bee had forgot to mention in episode 2 was that Rohan, he is staying with Koichi now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's staying with Koichi.
So at the end of this episode, now Okuyasu, he says that, hey, you could come stay with me, and Rohan is like, well, I've always wanted to study your father, and like pretty much Okuyasu's father is like a human booger now, thanks to Dio.
A human what?
Yeah, a human booger.
Yeah,
he's just like green slimy goop.
Yeah,
I like that.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the kid.
Oh yeah,
the button eyes.
The butler.
The butler kid.
There's Mr.
Creepy
30
butler
pack.
kid.
And that right there is the guy that we're about to do for episode 9.
Hold on, I got a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mhm.
Back to the Millionaire Club or whatever the hell they called it.
The Millionaire
Ain't
Club.
Josuke at the end too?
Yes, they show the back of his head again. This is
That's
the
right.
this is the
Josuke.
last time we see Josuke's head. Right here in this episode.
Hell of a head too, man. He got a hell of a head.
So, Trav, I know that you said that this was your favorite episode. So
I did not say that, sir.
I'll start with you, B.
I did not say that.
How did you feel about this? I'm just gonna go ahead and say you did. How did you feel about this, B?
I mean, I thought it was interesting. It does a really good job at like setting up this mystery. It makes it interesting. I think I tried to figure out like what does the number 25 have to do with all this, because it mentioned like, oh, everyone came here at the age of 25, and honestly I couldn't find anything. I think it was just kind of a number that they chose, but that got my brain going. I was like, oh, I wonder what this has to do with it. So it did a really good job at like setting up a mystery, and I think it stuck the landing really well. As far as the episodes go, I wasn't as creeped out by it, except for the creepy butler kid, but it was fine. It was okay.
Yeah.
Hey, creepy butler kids need love too.
I like the idea of like the mountain itself being an entity.
Mm-hmm.
It makes this world a little more interesting. So like it's not just stands and aliens and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like nature itself is this force. And I liked I liked the weird like fae rules that this mountain had. I thought it was neat.
D?
Yeah.
Was that a D or a B?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a D.
rebellious. Yeah,
He
go
was
ahead.
giving you that
Oh.
D.
Oh, was
Easy.
that for you and not me?
No. You were right. I had said D now. Go ahead, Rebel D. Go ahead.
All right, man.
Rebel A.
Rabble D. No, this one was probably my least favorite out of the 4 tales. The etiquette thing was kind of interesting, but I couldn't get with the butler kid, and I mean, this one felt like it had more storytelling to it than the other ones did. Basically, I had to pick one and not be my favorite, and this one was my least probably. So.
Yeah, same.
Because
I mean, like, you had the paranormal stuff going on, but
it just didn't have what the other stories had to me. It just
like for me, I was just
flat.
like, ooh, mountains. Like,
yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
it's like, but isn't there like a horror movie or something like that where
Hills have eyes?
No, like where it's like the forest is evil or the
Wrong
mountain
turn,
is-
baby.
Huh?
I said wrong turn.
I mean, Evil Dead.
I
Technically,
was gonna say Evil Dead too.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
only
I
thing
can
I
see
could
Evil
think
Dead.
of where
Yeah.
Where
they
the
go outside.
trees-
And, the
the
forest like
trees-
starts killing them,
For
but it's
evil. Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, it was my least favorite out of the 3. I mean, out of the 4. I mean,
No, I hear you.
Mhm.
it's at the bottom of the list.
Yep.
Yeah. And even though you said it was my favorite, which I don't even know where you got that from, why you said it.
Yikes.
I took this episode because nobody else wanted to take this episode. Let's just set
I
the
mean, y'all
record
gave
straight on it.
me the easiest one, dude. I mean, and I appreciate everybody here tonight for
Yes,
giving me
yeah.
the easy homework.
It was. I mean, like the last one was kind of like.
I mean,
the
it's very
easiest one.
straightforward.
Yeah, it
Literally
was.
straightforward.
Like there was no cafe or anything like that. It just went straight to the point. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's episode 9 to run. So D,
The run.
the floor is yours. Go ahead and take it away, brother.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and butcher this up real quick. So you got my man Rohan, and he's it opens up. He's like sitting there talking about how he injured his hand, and then we jump into the story from the beginning, basically.
Yeah.
And okay, what's the name of the meathead? The kid who just becomes
It's Yoma Hashimoto.
Yoma. Say it one more time.
Yoma Hashimoto.
Yoma Yama. Got it.
This guy.
Yo, man.
Yoma, my man
Yoma.
Yoma. Basically,
Yeah.
this guy is going to the gym. He gets some advice and kind of like goes all stalkerish, essentially on the trainer, and he just kind of gets rapidly obsessed with working out.
Yeah.
And he starts cutting out these carbs like Benjamin Banks and just keeps eating protein. And I mean, it's just basically him vegging out on working out, basically, in a weird way. He starts ignoring his girlfriend. She's concerned. She makes him a nice dinner and stuff. And he's just like, no, I'm good. I only eat protein now. And then she's like, I'm missing 3,000 yen.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll pay you back. I mean, this guy, I mean, it was pretty fun. And basically he meets Rohan and they kind of agree to a competition at some point in the story. And Rohan beats him. Now he was saying that he made the remote fall over in his hand, but wasn't that basically him outsmarting?
He hit the table. He hit the table.
And it fell into his hand.
Rohan was just looking at he was just looking at it like it's just a game. Like it's not serious.
And
but he did cheat though. He did cheat.
Oh yeah, hang on. And then I don't want to miss the part where I guess the delivery guy, the Amazon guy, comes to the door. He was like,
he said, "I told you about these late deliveries."
I mean,
7:00. But D, you also skipped over. Like he said, he was going to go to sleep at 7:00, and he tried to kick his girlfriend Mika out of her.
Yeah, and it was her place.
He's like, "You can go home now," and she's like, "I am home."
And he was like, "This, it is yours." And it was kind of weird how he slowly started forgetting things.
Yeah,
like, was that a stand or was that a spirit?
No, it was a spirit.
It was just another spirit story.
Yeah.
I mean, because it just kind of became this cloud of like meathead energy, and
he put the rock climbing stuff over the thermos.
He put it outside.
Damn it! That's it. That's enough.
And I just thought it was a very like straightforward episode because he just kind of like went crazy, like slowly, and he started taking people out.
So
I was like the hit list.
Well, you didn't find that out to the end though, and you was like, "Damn, this dude been getting in."
When Rohan used Heaven's Door and he saw like he killed his girlfriend.
Yep, he put all these people on the list,
and it was just guy.
Yeah, then he killed the
Amazon guy. Yeah, he was on the list.
He killed some guy who was just chilling at the gym. Like,
he killed. Yeah, the guy who asked for help.
Yeah,
he was the one who requested the one-on-one.
Yeah,
he was like, "Damn that!
Get in shape.
How dare?
Damn that!
I'm the only one that needs to get in shape."
Is there any way that he's the one who actually killed Gumby?
Maybe. Hey, those look like he was working out. Those are his golf clubs.
Yeah, those were his golf clubs. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I know. D, I also wanted to touch on. What happened was Rohan came to the gym and he was on the bench press.
Damn right he was.
And when he was lifting Hashimoto, he was just like, "Yo, who is this guy?" And it's like they ended up lifting benching doing 50 reps on the bench press. And like he was just like, "Okay, like I want to have a competition with this guy." So then they're on the treadmill.
Worthy.
And when they were on the treadmill, like that's when him and Rohan, they were up there, and then Rohan had grabbed the remote first to stop it. And like then that's when like stuff starts going crazy because it's like then he starts killing people. He takes his girlfriend's credit card and he spends, I think it's like $10,000 on it. And she was just like, "How did you even know the pen?" And he was just like, it's your ex's birthday.
Oh yeah, he grilled her. He was like, "Yeah, it was your ex's birthday." I was like, "Oh, this guy's crazy."
But he's not even jealous about it. Though.
Yeah, he was obsessed, dude.
And then he had the rock climbing stuff like outside,
out the window, down the building.
The AC unit is taking up a little bit too much space, don't you think?
Jesus. I mean, basically, this guy goes crazy, and then they get the rematch going.
Yeah, the rematch is where it's at.
I was like, "Damn."
Bro.
And then, and then he just kind of gets, he starts doing all this crazy stuff. He flips around and he's running backwards.
When he hit that flip around and started running backwards, and this dude Rohan was like, "This guy's nuts, bro."
Yeah, then he throw a weight out of the window.
That could kill anybody, bro.
Looking at him, he's like, he doesn't even have a 6-pack anymore. He's got a 24-pack.
He pulled Antonio Brown,
and like
he did.
He started throwing stuff out the window.
Like, how did his body get like this? Like the other day.
He's checking him out hard, bro. He's checking him out hard.
It's like he had a 20-pack underneath his arms.
He's got muscles on his muscles.
Hey, he got that Scott Steiner peaks on top of peaks on top of peaks.
Hey, this
His abs have abs.
this dude will give All Might a run for his
What's
money.
that guy's name? Banks? Muscular?
Muscular from my hero. Yeah.
That's how he started right there.
It was crazy, man. And then like when Rohan, he saw that he was starting to become like Hermes, because like Hermes was the god of muscle, what Rohan said. And then
Muscle.
Hermes was actually the
Messenger.
god of foot races.
speed and stuff.
Yeah. He definitely wants the god of.
Yeah, he
He's
was
the
like a
god of
messenger.
muscle.
No, I know that, but I think that's what Rohan said. Rohan said he was the
Rohan
god of
said that,
muscle.
and that's not quite correct. But
No.
Yeah, I didn't know what Rohan was talking about when he
Yeah,
said-
because
he said
Hermes is the fastest. That's why he carries all their messages back
Yeah.
and forth, blah, blah, blah.
He's the god of trade and wealth and luck and Hermes, baby.
That's Hermes,
Oh, yeah,
baby.
there it is, the old
AKA
animation
god of
we were talking
muscles.
about. Yeah.
Mhm. So,
God
I
of
mean,
Gumpy.
basically, Rohan defeats this guy once again. And what happens after that?
That's
Well,
it. Rohan.
isn't that
He
the end of it?
technically didn't beat him though.
Yeah, because the guy's still
He
alive.
won, and he used his Heaven's Gate to change what happened.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So, I know, wild story.
Rohan admitted defeat. He was like, "Nope, you won this." However,
However, my
Yeah.
signal's stopping. And you going out the window, fam.
yeah,
Playboy.
Ain't happening today.
That guy was crazy, bro.
Yeah, and it was like
Nuts.
Rohan was like, I don't even want to look over the edge because he could possibly be hanging there, and then he could.
Oh, one of those
Right.
rock climbing thingies.
And then the Creed song started playing, and he walked over to the edge.
That Creed.
That Creed started playing.
Yeah, then after that, Rohan just left the building, and then
Yeah, man.
it goes back to the start of the episode where it's just like he's being interrogated, and like it's interesting how it's like the start of the episode was pretty much the end of the episode, because Rohan, he knew everything that the guy did, like he killed everybody. Now, was I the only one who thought that Hashimoto's girlfriend Mika looked like Orihime? Not Orihime. What is her name?
From
I'm mad
Bleach?
I'm mad I said Orihime. I didn't mean to say Orihime. I meant to say Uraraka.
He does.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
does look like you're
A little bit.
oh,
Just because of
Different
the
hair.
that's
Like-
a JoJo reference.
Well, I mean, there are JoJo references in My Hero
the JoJo show.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, but My Hero
Tokuyami.
Academia's got a reference to everything.
Look, man. I mean, it's
Like
just
they
JoJo.
reference every
Here
anime
we go,
possible.
I thought we were
Wow.
out of the woods.
I know that they said
not
that
with this guy.
they said anime started like back in the 1950s or 1940s, but it was JoJo references back then.
Oh, just take it easy. Now, let me see. Let's start this one off with you, Banks. How did you feel about episode 4, The Run? Or what was the actual episode of
9.
episode 9, The Run?
When I first saw it, I was wondering where they were going to go with this. And, because as somebody who works out in the gym, like I understand, wanting to constantly work out to, get in better shape and whatnot, but you do eventually burn yourself out. But it was just like with Hashimoto, he just wanted to keep on going. He wanted to get stronger. He was liking how he looked. Like, it's funny because when he was in the bathroom and he was looking at himself in the mirror, like that's how I used to be. Like when I was going, like before the pandemic and I was hitting the gym every day, I remember one time, like I was at a wrestling show and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and like one of the wrestlers was just like, "Did you really just walk up here to look at yourself in the mirror?" I was just like, "Yeah." I like the progress that I was making. So I thought it was a good episode. It definitely, brought the paranormal aspect back to it, unlike Millionaire Village. Like I was really into this one more than Millionaire Village. So that's my opinion on it.
So, next, Trav.
Yeah, this one was real good. Straight to the point. Really left like no mystery. Really.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward episode.
But it was a cool episode.
Mhm.
It was my second least favorite. Like the Millionaire Club's my least favorite. This one's my second least favorite. But I'll say this: I liked every single episode. So even though like I'm ranking them,
yeah, exactly. That's what I said too. You have to. I mean, if you had to rank them, even if they're all good. B, what were your thoughts on this one?
Well, this one kind of frustrated me because it reminded me that I haven't been to the gym in like 8 months since the pandemic started, and it's making me very sad because my gym is still closed. But I mean, I related to him a little bit in a way. You know, he got scouted for the whole modeling thing. He's acting. It's a lot of pressure.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what you guys know about what I do, but I model and I'm in a movie. So I, do that too, the modeling and acting. And I thought it was really funny how they like mentioned like, oh, he got a bit part and he got a big head.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really easy to do.
Oh yeah. I bet.
It's it's easy to get caught up on that, and it's really easy to get obsessed with your image and obsessed with your body. And I really like this like downfall of this character that was so high up, because the higher you get, the harder you fall, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So right. I think that was a really interesting message.
Hell yeah. So.
And it was a JoJo reference.
Oh yeah. Trav, you got to get him one time. It was a JoJo reference.
Hey, but we covered them all.
That's right, we did.
All four of them. We watched them.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let's pass it back to the man of the hour, Benjamin Banks. Go ahead.
Lord.
Oh, don't come on. He's always gonna smile.
What's the question?
Oh no, I'm hey, take it away, man.
Take it away, bro. Let's wrap this thing up.
Okay.
We've been here I've been talking to you for an hour and a half, bro.
Damn.
Okay. Hey, look. Well, when it comes to JoJo, man, it's like you gotta do it. No,
we're at the limit. So let's end fun.
All right. So for real. Thank you everybody for watching this episode where we reviewed Spoke Rohan. And before we wrap it up, B, tell everybody in social media land where they can find you at.
So you can find me at my podcast. It's called Deep Lore. I also have another podcast that I co-host called Is This Podcast JoJo Reference? You can also find me on Twitter at Queen Bethy B. And that's about it for now.
Thank you. Trav, where can they find you at?
There's only one place to come holla at your boy, and that is on Instagram at ZK Audio. Hey man, and your boy a star now. That IDW posted your boy with his turtle comics, on their page, and
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga, baby.
Life's taking off for your boy. So
I see.
Hey.
D.
You can find me at rebellious _D23 at Instagram.com.
And you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks, and I should be the first person that pops up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. And make sure that you follow all of the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're feeling generous and would love to donate to your boys, you can donate to us at Patreon at Leveling Up Banks. And make sure you check out our podcast where we release new episodes every Tuesday, brand new episodes. And then the video for that episode is up on our YouTube every Friday. And with that being said, make sure you like this video. Talk with us in the comments. Let us know whether you liked each episode or you disliked it. Which one was your favorite? Which one was your least favorite? And make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that way that you can always see when we have new stuff. And make sure you hit that bell button so whenever we do have new stuff, you'll always be notified. So we'll see you next time in our next video review, which will be WandaVision episode 7. Correct, guys?
That's right. Tomorrow night, baby. We back.
That's right. We'll be back.
So yeah. Hey, thank you again for joining us. And we hope that you watch this OVA. Make sure you keep your pinky up. And
watch the OVA.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
OVA only.
Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and get notified every time we upload a new one by subscribing and ticking the bell icon. You can also listen to the full episode by searching for Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks on your favorite podcast app. If you'd like to help support more great content like this, be sure to check us out on Patreon. We'll have the link posted in the description below. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.